Hi, Divine Rebels, Bohemia with Bohemian Stars and Ocean Heart Readings. And I am here to do a little pick a card. Wanted to get you guys another pre-record out. Yes, we are, as the title says, doing a video on compliments today. I feel like we do a lot of deep healing and looking at, deeper truths, tough truths on this channel. So I wanted to do a reading where we channel in some good nurturance and thumbs up from spirit, and you go ahead and you're doing a good job at this kind of reading and really nurture ourselves, let that. So I'm open to whatever our collective ancestors and guides and universal energies want to say to us in each of these options. We have 4 options. The cards are pretty big. We're using the Gaian tarot, so that's why it's a little out of focus here, or not out of focus, but some of it is coming off the edges here with the cards. But hopefully you can tune in enough to get the gist, to see if you energetically connect with a pile. I want to say thank you so much for all of the love and support from the last pre-record I did, How to Get What You Want, where I really talked from the heart on some issues. Thank you also to those who actually listened to my beginning message, and to those who actually read my comment in the comment section that I pin. Yes, I do timestamp there. Apparently a lot of people don't even pay attention enough to click the drop down to know that there are timestamps there, because they just disregard what I write. And in this case, on the last one, I specifically asked not to timestamp so that people would hear my voice in a world that often does not listen to voices like my own. So thank you for those who actually listened to that instruction and didn't go ahead and timestamp. I did intentionally not timestamp. So in general, I think that's a very kind courtesy to help the YouTuber timestamp if they have forgotten. But it was an intentional thing, and if my comment had been read on there, you would have seen so. So I did go ahead and delete if people timestamped, just for the reason that I wanted my voice heard. Also on this channel, I am looking for an audience that more really cares what the readers and healers are putting out. I understand sometimes we're, moving fast. We want to click to the timestamp, get a quick message, but I find more and more, if I'm watching channels of, readers, and I don't feel like I connect to their opening messages, or it's just not something that is, not in a rude way, but not of concern to me, that is a signal to myself that I need to not pursue that energetic bond of receiving their messages and their reading. Because when we go to readers and healers and things of that sort, we should be caring about the full experience, the medicine in their readings. And I am not looking to get into a very fast food consumption kind of, consumerism aspect of healing. Even though we have, our transactions, we have, payment, energy exchange. So I'm just, setting that intention for the channel and kind of putting that thought piece out for everybody. Like I said, I also sometimes do skip ahead, but if I'm doing that every time, then I'm like, wait, I'm not hearing the voice of this reader. I need to look at that. Maybe I'm not connecting as energetically to this person, and I want to make sure that I'm giving them, I'm hearing their voice, I'm doing likes, I'm doing comments, things like that, to give back and honor the connection of this medicine that they're giving in their readings. All right. So yes, there are times I have gone without time stamping, sometimes because I had a newborn on my older videos, but also intentionally for a while I did, just to kind of weed out the very demanding kind of me kind of let me consume what you're putting out without having any mindfulness behind it. And it does work. So if I do see that going on too extensively, that is something that I would be open to doing in the future, is having kind of a timestamp fast to see who is actually here for the medicine. All right. But yes, I'm very grateful for the response and all of your kind words. I haven't I kind of took a fast from overly perusing the comments, just more than making sure there was not anything disrespectful on them. So thank you for everyone's kind words and support on that. I will go back and heart your comments and stuff, but thank you, I appreciate it. So, I see that's only a few minutes, right? On a video that has a lot of medicine on it. Now, let's get into looking at these compliments. I'm excited too, y'all. I did not look ahead. Again, this is the Gaian Tarot, and we're using the Divine Doors Oracle. I will go ahead and link those down below in the description box as I do. And let's get into it. So, number one, we have Ocean Jasper. Yay, shout out to my sea witches. Number two, this is it's kind of like a coral reef forming because it's all the little conglomerate of seashells and stuff together. So we'll just call that the reef. And number three, we have a shell, like a little conch shell. And number four, we have Aquamarine. So very Piscean options. I'm a Pisces. If you're new to the channel, you will hear it often and with relish. Team Pisces, comment down below if you have Pisces placements in your chart. Yes, so those are our options. One is Ocean Jasper, two is the coral reef or the reef, three is the conch shell, and four is Aquamarine. And I will go ahead and see you on your timestamps now for compliments. I feel like a lot of people are going to pick multiple options. They're going to be like, look, I need all I can get for this. All right, I haven't quite decided. Let me take a moment with you. Which one do I want to choose? Which one is choosing me, should I say? Okay, I think I have the strongest one, although a few others might have a little message or so for me. So, we need that pile. That's number one. Okay. And I'm not going to worry about being too succinct because I'm assuming that the people who are ready have already gone to their timestamp. So those of you who have not, you can just key with me. It is once again like 4 in the morning. I am a bit delayed. I think I'll be uploading this right away. So I am a bit delayed on some of the email reads. I do have chronic body pain. I do have a young child for those who are new to the channel. So I am healing and getting better and better from the health issues, but it was a rough week, to be honest. So I keep, sometimes I think I can accomplish the normal amount and I cannot. So I am still a bit behind on readings that I wanted to have out to you on Friday. I am working on them, or Saturday. It's Saturday. On Saturday. It is now Sunday. It is new moon in Gemini. Yes. Happy new moon, everyone. And yes, like a Gemini, I am feeling a bit, part of me is very cool as a cucumber, very chill and lighthearted. And the other half is feeling a bit scattered and a bit frustrated that I couldn't get as much accomplished as I wanted to do. But like the sign of Gemini, I have to be patient with myself. I have to be forgiving of myself, and I have to just do with what I can mentally handle doing at the moment. And so this is the information I can share. So yes, I am working on that. This week I think I'm going to give myself a little bit longer turnaround time. We usually have about 48 hours turnaround time depending on how far booked I am from time of booking with readings, and that might be a little bit more extended. It might be about, what is it, 72 hours? What's that, 36 hours? Might be a little bit more like 3 days out, just so you know, FYI, if you are booking your readings. Okay, so now we'll start the timestamps. Number 1, Ocean Jasper. Let's see, what are your compliments? Ooh, look at how gorgeous. Gorgeous, darling. 8 of Fire, the 8 of Wands. Oh my gosh, I just want to... all the stars, oh my gosh, all of the lights, they're so beautiful. It's like the stars come down to greet you. And we were talking a lot on our lives about Star Nation. Oh my gosh, look at the door you got. The star, a pentacle, a star. Oh my gosh. And then I was watching Nat Hughes' live. Go check out. Yes, I've been pumping her up. It was Nat Hughes Day all Saturday, June 1st. She put her website on live. Y'all know I still haven't gotten my website back up, right? It's been in the edits for a long time. I'm so happy, so proud of her. Go subscribe. She does monthly horoscopes on there. I think you get some kind of discount or something, some code, some bonus if you sign up. And definitely connect with her if you have not. She has Nat Hughes Tarot here, Nath, but like Nath, Hughes Tarot on here. But on YouTube, we were talking on her live, and a lot of the readings were also talking about star power, about having that quality of the stars. And on my live today, technically for me, since I haven't gone to bed, but technically Sunday, so the next day, we were talking about just like Star Nation, the stars themselves as beings, and it being said to us like the stars watch us just as earnestly as we watch them, right? The past watches the future and the current. Everything is fluid, all things are sentient to a certain degree, and this is like the stars themselves coming down to be fans of yours, coming down to seek the different enlightenment that you have, just like we look to our stars, our astrology, for enlightenment as well, just like we hold sacred things like the pentacle or the Magen David, the different star symbolism we have as protections. And isn't that just so beautiful that we can teach the ancient things, new wisdom, just like how in the oldest of our years we can still be so amazed with new children coming in, right? So I'm seeing this beautiful connection of cycles. I think that a lot of you are going to be getting a lot of deep insight, like new information from old things. I think you're so good at processing that. I'm also seeing the labradorite here, which is said to be the aurora borealis, the light from amongst the stars caught in the ice. So I think that you have that. It's like the glaciers, the ice are like those old things, the ancient wisdoms holding the new lights. And I think you're able to take things from old and to place them into a modern context, and to have carry that deep medicine with you, and to just have it at your kind of beck and call. Like you can recall the knowledge, like, oh, this is what that old story meant. That's what those old fairy tales, those old parables meant, and how to translate them into your day-to-day life and your conversations. I think that your words, and this is a Mercury and Sagittarius card, the 8 of Wands, the 8 of Fire. So that's like, you might just be, like we say, kiki, and you might be having just these modern conversation in text with slang, might be a little crude, okay? It's Mercury and Sagittarius, being a comedian, and yet somehow you have like this deep medicine to the way that you communicate to others. You definitely hit it on the mark, but there's this this sparkle to it. There's this wow, like you open people's minds, and you help them see situations from a totally different aspect that's just kind of cosmic. You help them realign with themselves, and they feel like, man, I feel like maybe they feel like someone spoke to them through you, like a guide or a star being or an ancestor. So you have a magical way of talking. We got the 2 of Cups, and I'll reference it both reversed and upright for this reading. Yes, you can definitely speak right from the heart, just get to the heart of the situations with people. And this is a beautiful magical quality that you have, because not all people are willing. Look, there's, oh my gosh, is that a star? Look, it looks like I talked about a star, like a Star of David and Magen David. There is a 6-pointed star right over her heart, and that is the symbol for the heart chakra, I believe. So yes, you guys, definitely your words are very powerful, like for the ones that you love, for the people that you love, the things that you care about in this world. It's like you can speak protection over others. You can speak blessings and empowerment and like leveling up to others, just the way. And look at this, the picture here, it is showing it. The example is like how an animal can love, their human companion. That is pure love right there, right? You can hold, hug an animal and get shivers. You can just feel like that pure love come from them. And that is what you are able to convey and even your most mundane communications with others. It's just this vast universal love, this pick people back up, this heart-to-heart connection and communication. So just like how others might see a dog and get really, really happy and feel better, that's what you can offer to others, just in saying, how it can be simple, where you just say, in the culture, you can see someone and just say, all right, I see you shoes, I see you yellow shoes, and for us that means like you slaying it. Look at your yellow heels, you put that together, look at how it accentuates your calves, you're looking good, right? It's a whole big compliment and a small little thing and just a couple words, right? And that can be so powerful, just saying that to someone, I see you, right? When someone tells you that, and you're just like, oh, wow, like I didn't know if I was doing good. I didn't know if I was really making it out here. I didn't know if I was visible. And just someone saying something like that makes you feel like a whole person, like a whole live, real person. And you have that ability to make people feel alive. See this target that we were wondering where it's going to hit? It hits right there on the heart chakra. Just boom. Look at that happiness that you can bring to others. Wow, that is real empowerment. That is beautiful. That's so, so beautiful. And so we had the Two of Cups reversed. You can help bring people out of, feeling a bad day. You can help bring people out of when they have like a breakup or a heartache. I'm getting like kind of like a Tiffany Haddish, where she's just can be so silly and goofy. She talks about really like horrific circumstances, but she finds the light, the silver lining, or can at least find a way to laugh and speak through those truths, to find a way to keep loving and to have a bigger heart. And you have the ability to do that. And that is just like such a precious thing. Like the whole universe will gather to see that kind of laughter, to see that kind of love. I do want to look here on the back. Some people are like, look at the door, the art of life. There's no sacred light in the aura of life. Be bold in your skin. Let your love dance in sight. Yes, so even when there's nothing, when nothing around seems sacred to others, you are able to find that silver streak, that, the shooting star in the sky. You help others feel emboldened in their skin, and, no, live your life. Like, you deserve to feel like art. You deserve to dance. That song, I Hope You Dance. I forget who it's by, but it's like a song from like a mother to the daughter. And it's like, I hope you still like, what is it? I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. I hope whenever one door closes, another opens. And when you finally have a chance to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance, right? And the whole song's like that. And it's one of these big epic songs. You guys probably know what I mean. It has that feel, that like the waterfall, right? It feels very emotional but encouraging. And you guys just have that. You have the ability to counsel others. You have the ability to connect to others in such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful way. So please remember the power of these words, how you can, just like, I don't know, like help someone remember that they're alive is what I'm getting. Just really connect with others, what you post on social media, the thoughts that you convey, the vision that you hold for the world. It's like where everyone else is seeing bombs and, extinction meteors, you are able to see like, no, those are actually wishing stars coming in, and I feel like when you do see something that is not good, it's not that you put rosy glasses on or ignore things. When you do see things that are negative, like you're the type that if it was your last moment on earth, you'd want to be loving somebody, hugging somebody, doing at least like always one more good thing for another. Like I feel so sensitive, and it's just such a beautiful, beautiful energy. So definitely take care of yourself, keep on loving. Keep sharing this beautiful heart that you have. Some of you are artists. This was talking about artists. You dance, you paint, you do things. Some of you are very beautiful gardeners. Keep putting those messages of, beauty and love out in the world, even as you help people mend. Now, I do want to again, acknowledge this was reversed, meaning that you do have the ability to look at things, at the heartbroken situations. It's not just, pretending as if that doesn't exist so that you can have the pretty picture. No, Sagittarius is very, to the point. Mercury and Sag, like, boom, this is the rough stuff, right? But you are able to look at, how can we heal this? I believe you can heal. I believe that we can find a way to learn from our mistakes and our wrongs so that we can love again. So we do feel safe, kind of like this person maybe rescued this dog. So if you can't rescue this dog, or this dog can't rescue the human, if we don't acknowledge our pains, our fears, our mistakes, all of those kinds of things. But once we do, then all of this beautiful, beautiful healing can happen. And I think a lot of you have been through a lot, and you are able to create more space in your heart space because of what you've been through, instead of closed down. And that is so beautiful. So thank you for your beautiful hearts. Please continue to open them and be compassionate and learn as you do. I think a lot of you, that is one of your beautiful things, is that you are willing to hear those tough truths of the Mercury and Sagittarius and learn how to love better, how to better hit your mark. And that is a freaking superhero talent in this day and age, because a lot of people don't want to do that, right? We don't want to hear that we made a mistake in love, or that we're not doing exactly right, or that we need to be more compassionate, or things like that. And I think that you take all of those and you take it as a blessing. Like, thank you, universe, for teaching me how I can love better. Thank you for teaching me, for caring enough to teach me how I can be closer to others, how I can be, a better person in my life and in others' life. So beautiful, beautiful hearts. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this was, an edifying reading for you. And please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I will talk to you soon, number ones. Yes. Got me choked up. Making the Pisces cry over here. That's good. All right. For those of you who chose number 2, and it looks like a heart, doesn't it? With the reef, the little coral reef starting up, the seashell reef. Oh, yes. Look at your beautiful energy. Yes. I'm so happy. Look at this. Look at those smiles. Look at the hands of the ancestors and your hands continuing the sun. Oh, how precious. Yes, this is the magician. I love when they show the magician in these ways, as someone who's working the energies, respectfully with the spirits and the ancestors, creating an environment for the people. We have the fire here. We have the drums, very sacred things. We have the seashell, the feather, a geode, a candle, very, very sacred things in ceremony. You guys are able to make everything sacred. I feel you are able to be the life of the party in a way that is with direction and with purpose. Yes, this is the first option had Mercury in it as well, a Mercury and Sagittarius card, and this is just a card of Mercury itself with the magician here. So yes, perfect for the Gemini new moon we're under. Yes, you guys, it's like you guys can start that fire, get that party going, but it's in a way to bring others together. You can definitely, it's like if a situation, let's say your friend threw a party and it wasn't really going well, you can get everyone going. You can make people feel at home. You can get some laughs going, get a good track, playlist going, that kind of thing, right? Get things moving. I think that you guys are also very good at working the talents that are handed down to you. So maybe it's like, people in your family have all been musicians, or people have all been very athletic or very astute, whatever the skills and gifts are that your ancestors have passed down. I think that they are very pleased with the fact that you have those gifts as well, especially things that you do with your hands. I think also your sense of humor. Look at that whole light, that aura that's around you. A lot of you have very amazing auras. I'm also picking up fire sign energy here. We could have some Leo, Sag, or Aries. When you just go into a place, it's just this feeling of, oh my gosh, like fun is going to happen, laughter, chuckles, warmth. You know, you just carry it with you. People are just like, what? I was going to say a pocket of sunshine. There's a sun on the drum there. So you do. And this also shows that you can tap into the heartbeat of a people, or like the heartbeat of a city when you go somewhere, right? There's a certain feeling. Each city feels a little different. Each group of people feels a little different, and you know how to read them. You know how to read others, connect to what the right vibe is. You also know how to shift people. If the vibe, you know, isn't the healthiest, you can help shift people into a healthier mindset and get things moving and circulating, right? Or if things are getting a little too crazy but popping off too much, you can help dial it down, iron it back out, you know, get it moving in a good way. So you could definitely be good at like emceeing a place, or, you know, anything where you're kind of helping the vibe move. But I feel like some of you are even wallflowers, but you can do that. Were you to kind of move, walk through the crowd, assert your energy, or even just subtly do it through like maybe you're catering, handing out food, you know, like the way your energy touches others, it helps shift the vibration in just a way to keep it in a very good, even, harmonious place. So it's so beautiful, the way that you can really kind of rock people's energy into a certain direction. Let's see what else we have going here. Here is your door, your doorway outside, and we'll look at that in a moment. We have the Eight of Cups, and I love this Eight of Cups because it has so much intention with the arms there in a triangle pose, which to us looks like water, but to the person that would be a glyph of fire. With a triangle from her body out like that. So very conscious decision to even swim against the stream here perhaps, and get to a different location with the Eight of Water, the Eight of Cups in traditional tarot. So yes, literally you can help people leave a bad mood. You can help people. I also feel like a lot of you're good at showing up for your friends. Like literally you might show up with transportation or something and be like, okay, let's go, let's get out of here, you know, let's move on to the next place. You're leaving this situation, you quit your job or whatever. Like you're there for people when they're in their transition phase, when they need some kind of support and pick me up, if they need to, you know, go out and see a movie, get back out on the town, go out for a drink or whatever it is, you are available for them to know how to kind of get back into life. I think you keep it kind of an ear to the streets, like you stay alive. You're somebody who will always seem very youthful because something about you is just alive more than other people sometimes allow themselves to be, you know? So you might be up on the latest trends or movies or music or something. In some way you're kind of, you know, very entertaining and very much like maybe you know a lot of modern slang, like things like that. And so, you know how some people, like when they get a certain job or relationship, they kind of check out from the rest of what's going on in the world, and then they need to kind of fully be reintroduced back to it. Like you're a good guide for that. You're like, okay, this is what's going on in 2019. This is how we party. This is how we hang out now. This is how we online date. This is how we order food. Yes. So you just have a way of being very connected to people. And even if that's not your thing, you're like, no, I don't do technology. You have the gift for it if you wanted to, but you definitely have the ability to still kind of be at home wherever you are. I think a lot of you really carry your sense of home with you, or your sense of humor, your sense of kind of connectability, your people skills, and so you always bring a warmth where you are, or you're able to connect to the, you know, kind of the vibe of the home or the place where you're at. All right, a distant kiss and a prayer flag. I wish of all wishes that you were here. Through sunlight and rain, I need you near. Yes, ooh. So a distant kiss on a prayer flag. So yes, there is that energy again, that it is just so healing for people to be in your presence. They miss you when you're gone. They feel like, if you were here, it was a party. Man, I wish you were here when we did that. I'm so disappointed you couldn't make it with us. Some of you do travel a bit, and so when you get back to like maybe when you're away from your hometown, people in your hometown miss you. I do get that feeling where it's kind of like the world is my home. When you travel to different places, you know how to connect to the people who are there and get into the day-to-day vibe and experience life as they would experience it. And so some of you are very beloved in many different locations or with many different sides of the family. And so I feel like when you're not there, your cousins like, oh man, you didn't come. I wish you were there. Like, we missed you. You're someone who's very missed, and you just connecting with you on a day-to-day basis feels like a bit of sacred space to others and a rejuvenation. And it gives them that, yeah, like I can brush the dirt off my shoulders. Like, they're right. Like, life's too fun. Like, some friends, you just call them and you feel so good after you talk to them and you just laughed about like some food you ordered or something silly, but it feels like a blessing. And it feels like, whatever you felt discouraged, whatever rude comment, whatever, their love and their happiness and the fact that they communicated with you and took that time to share a bit of life and humor with you feels like it fills you up enough that it, just does away with some of that pain that you've been through. And you guys have that quality. You can really, this is that solar plexus energy and the root chakras. You really just, make people feel like they were valuable just by you spending some time talking to them. So never undermine your small talk with others or your ability to make people feel at home, or your ability to make them feel like they are deserving to leave a negative situation and to kind of come back into the family or come back into, the friendship circle or things like that. All right. So those are some of the compliments for you. I hope that this helped and edified you and reminded you of some of your best parts. And thank you for being you and doing all these good things out in the world. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I'll talk to you soon, number twos, on another one. Yes. And we don't stop. Number threes now. And we don't stop. Here is the conch shell for number 3. Let me pull that down a little. Let's see your compliments. Very excited. Oh, I turned them upside down. I'll try not to. We have the 5 of water. We'll get into these ones, but first let's take a little look at this. The 5 of water, which is the 5 of cups. And this is like a painting. You know what this feels like to me? This is like, I feel like you're like Bob Ross a lot. I know that's a big compliment, right? But Bob Ross was like in the military at first and had to do like boot camp and all this stuff and was like a drill sergeant and was like, I never want to be, experience those harsher aspects of life. I never want to yell at anyone again. Like, I want to be in peace. And I see this beautiful landscape here and this person just trying to fill themselves so that they can go and love and fill others after everything they've been through. And they've waded in deep. She's wet and has a robe on. And I feel like you're the kind of person that you just want to see. You want to make the happy little trees. You want to go within yourself to all of your mistakes, all of the harsh, blots that other people did on your painting, on your life. And you want to find a way to make those beautiful, to make, the pauses, the setbacks in your life, make those still retreats, to make, the rough mountains in your life, beautiful, serene mountain tops. You want to learn the deep medicine and to truly heal from all of your guilt, your pains, your sorrows, your losses, and that you really take time to sit with yourself. I think that you're someone, you don't just rush into going and hurting other people just because you're hurt. I think you really try to go inward and make sure that you are loved, that you are self-loving, that you are healing and working on yourself, and you really offer other people the right and the time to go through that. People might really come to you when they're in times of grief, when they're extremely brokenhearted, when they've had very deep losses, when they need to know that there's something beautiful in them again, and you provide this for others. You allow them to see, their beauty in some of their darkest times, and to know that if they're empty right now, that's okay. And if they're ready to be full again, and to be full, superpower self-love, that's absolutely okay. It doesn't matter where you've been on that cycle of not having believed in yourself or believing in yourself. You are always okay and valid as a human being to experience the other end of that spectrum. Let's see. You have the Four of Earth. We have those Zen stones, the offering. Yeah, I think you just hold life as very, in all of its cycles. I think you very honestly look at life. Here we have the squirrel preparing for winter. You know about the harsh aspects of life, and still you are grateful. Still, in the winter cold, she sits here to watch, the lessons, the messages of the lake, of the water. And here, these stones actually are stones that you leave for an offering when you go and get medicine from the water. And here, the squirrel, just does its job. Again, we have a sign of Gemini here. Squirrels are very Geminian animal messengers. But here we have, preparing, allowing those changes to come, and kind of like not cursing life itself, but just going with the cycles of it is something that you're good for, and just like preparing for life. But also, I don't think you let life pass you by. I think you really sit in reflection in all of the moments, each step of life, and learn all of the goods and bads of it, and how to make everything a good, right? So instead of just being like, oh, winter, it's cold, throw the whole thing out, you might joke about that sometimes, but you learn the beauty, the falling of the snow, the silence that gets muffled with all of the snow falling, the coziness of it, the beauty of the starkness of the pines on the landscape, like all those different aspects. You really experience life to the fullest, and you're somebody who I would say really can understand Selah, which is you'll see that in the Bible in between the poems of like in the Psalms. And what it is, it's the quiet in the music, right? If you didn't have space between music, then it wouldn't exist. It would just be discordant noise. You have to have space between the notes. And when there's a time to pause and reflect is what it means. On the when they're like a piece of music's so good, and then you have to have that little bit of quiet there to pause and reflect. It's the pause after a performance before the audience claps and kind of explodes that energy or dissipates it. It's the pause after you've just realized that you're over a breakup and you're getting ready to go into the new you who this. You have such like a sacred reverence for those pauses in life, for allowing the cycles of life, that it's so important, right? Because it allows you to fully heal. It allows you to fully, you're not rushing into one phase of life without having dealt with it, without having sorted through it all. I think you're also very good at seeing what's coming, for seeing what lies ahead and preparing for it. And because of that, I think in emergency situations, a lot of you are very, very strong for others. Absolutely. I think you're very strong for others. I think that you're very good at nurturing others in the way that needs to be done, whether that is sometimes some tough love or some resiliency, or going in there and helping them yourself when no one else is available to do so, or they can't kind of hack it. I think you can also go from having a very sparse life where you don't necessarily need or have a lot, to also accumulating a lot in a very short time period. These are all coming out as strengths. You're very resourceful. You're very respectful of your resources, I think, because you know that you can go from having all to not having. So some of you have, like I said, had hard lives. You might have come from not really having much at all, or you might have suffered a significant loss of finance or stature. So you have an understanding of how much we can all be equal, and how, even sometimes hard work doesn't always pay out in the way we think. So I think that you have a lot of respect for others and helping others. prepare, just the way that this tree here with all of its reserves is being kind and lending here the acorns to the squirrel. So yes, you guys provide a very still, steadfast, deep medicine and safe port to those that are around you. We have nomad. The nomadic wanderer lies deep inside, so take the leap now. Don't crawl back and hide. Yes. Like I said, deep inner roots. Kind of, I keep thinking of like the deep, like maple syrup, the deep roots here under the ground. Like you are such an introspective, deep, reflective person, and it allows you to give so much out to others and provide for others, and to make safe nests and places for them in life. But also, as it says, you can be very nomadic. This person came across the shore, they left behind, there might have been some loss, some travel, and you guys are able to recreate yourself. As we started out talking about Bob Ross, completely recreating himself and making, beautiful paintings out of a life that had been much different before. So you guys are able to grow and change and learn and carry this kind of deep medicine that you have to many different places, and to keep just beautifying yourself as you go. So I think that's so beautiful, so powerful, very powerful. Definitely could be some Scorpios in this group. We have Capricorn cards. You guys probably can use your Scorpio and Capricorn in your chart wherever it is. We all have it in our houses, and then if you have planetary placements as well, I think you can use those energies very well. So maybe look at the houses where those fall and the planets that those fall in to see exactly where you're being like really effective. So thank you so much for all of your beautiful energy. I hope this really helped encourage you and remind you of some of the wonderful parts of yourself. I will go ahead and talk to you soon. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Number 4, we have Aquamarine, this juicy little piece of Aquamarine in front of the big Aquamarine. Compliments for you. Let's see. We have the Guardian of Air, and this is the Queen of Swords, who's popped up a lot in a lot of the live readings. The Queen of Swords, and look, the crystal bowl. I remembered that one of them was playing a crystal bowl, and I thought it was a Queen of Cups in a different deck, which it might also be, but we will get to these ones in a moment. The Queen of Swords as your compliments. You guys are very smart-witted. Definitely. I think that you're very connected to wisdoms that might seem beyond your age, and yet they're very tough earned. I think that aspects of kind of intelligence, of knowledge, of wisdom that would put others off do not scare you, and that you are willing to embrace that knowledge. You're willing to maybe even like embrace your age. You're willing to embrace the time frames that it takes you to accomplish things and where you currently are in life. A lot of you are very independent. Everyone else not understanding your path is not going to keep you from accomplishing it and doing it. Others not understanding your relationships or what you're choosing for your own life is not going to stop you from feeling fulfilled in who you are yourself and making those decisions either way. I think that when people come to listen, you have, a lot more humor and wit and insight than people really expect, and you definitely also have a very formidable presence. So I think with others that I think that can be comforting to others who need that. When others are really seeking truth, when they need to have a very clear sounding board, when they need to trust that someone will be honest with them and to the point and upfront, and someone can be detached and give them really good, accurate information, and be wise enough to see multiple sides of the situation, but also be detached enough to not coddle them and to tell them the truth of what they think about all of that. They can really come to you, and you can give very clear insights to things without having to project your own personal opinion, without having to feel too much emotionally involved that you can't actually even help your loved ones. You definitely have the ability to detach and see things from that outside perspective. A lot of you are very gifted when it comes to it's kind of like internal communication. So I think some of you are writers. You might do blogs, you might do even spiritual writings. I'm getting with the owl here. Maybe you have, certain posts that you do. You do have kind of a solitary vibe, but it's in a good way here. It's coming up as a compliment, which I think is your independence. And I think that you take time to sort through your wisdoms. But I am seeing some writers here, maybe poets, or like I said, I'm picking up a lot of kind of the metaphysical, metaphysical arts being communicated through maybe podcasts or radio. Maybe you have ASMR, or you have some kind of writings that you do in some way throughout social media or books. Yes, we also have the sound healing as well. Some of you might actually do sound healing, and that is present as well. All right, we also have the Seven of Earth. Ooh, look at this contrast. We have up on the mountain and down in earth. So you're able to hold kind of, earth and air are opposite elements, and you're able to hold both of these. You can be very intellectual and very, out in theory and in the places of the mind, but you also have a very grounded nature. You're able to really connect with nature. Some of you are very herby and very like holistic, medicinal, and you know a lot about this combination. Definitely you could know a lot about what to eat, what not to eat, what you should cook, what you should avoid, which essential oils and things are the best for natural cures, how to stay limber and healthy into old age. A lot of you don't shy from tough work. Definitely you could really get down to the nitty-gritty of things. This is kind of like some swamp kind of water right there, and it's the nutrients of it though. And out here planting trees, a lot of you might be environmentalists, absolutely, and that is something that is coming up with a very big compliment, is your care for the environment, the care to put back whatever you are taking from the earth, and to consciously make sure you're giving. Look at this person here is up here playing healing sounds up in the mountains with no one else around, but there is an owl who's drawn to that needs to have some medicine. So when you are sending out healing to Mother Earth, when you are connecting with nature, caring for the general vibration of the planet in a very true way, not one that shies from the realities of things and the hard work. We see some felled trees back here, but ones when you're really, I think that's the thing, that's your compliment, is that you really do care and you really do want to make a positive change and to add some protection and healing and clarity to the vibration and help there be cleansing, energy that really, really helps. So for those of you, if you, please don't be discouraged if you're going out in nature, if you're doing healing for animals, that's definitely needed. Mama Earth needs our nurturance as well, and that's definitely something that's coming up as a super good quality for those of you who are doing that or taking any steps at all to really be an advocate and just a protector, as we should be, of Mother Earth and her other creatures and beings. The Seven of Earth too is a lot of you are very, very patient. You have a lot of patience to you, and you can really wait things out. Although sometimes people could perceive you as having an irritability, you may have a little bit, but overall, really, you're very patient with others, and you're very much willing to share your information that you have. You can be very hands-on and helping to build up and take care of those who need it, especially any person or situation or creature that could be very vulnerable, especially the young. I think you can really, be very sweet with them and very kind with them, and really give situations and people the time to develop that they need, to the point that others might be like, what are you how can you be so patient with this person growing? Now, you, like I said, you have very firm boundaries. You're very smart. So, probably maybe in the past when you were younger, you had times where you're like, okay, I went a little too far with the patients. But right now, you have the compliment of having a very good balance. You're very good at it. So you know when to prune and help plant and all of this and water and nurture, and when it's time to step off and just love people in situations from afar and send them love and protection and adoration, and just know that they can ride that bike themselves. And that is a very beautiful quality to have, is kind of when to have hands on, when to have hands off. I also see you as very willing to do the work. This person has brought a shovel with them all the way into the middle of the woods to make sure to give back, to help these trees grow, to, replant. And so I feel like even when the situation doesn't call for it, according to others, you go beyond just being politically correct, and you really want to go the extra steps and the extra mile to give back and take care of. Just like, I feel like you're a nurturer. You are. And in your own ways, you might have some detached air in your chart, or Sagittarius or Aquarius, that kind of makes you a little bit, when it comes to emotional ways, you might detach a bit. But when it comes to like the energy, you still give energy in other ways, and you're still really willing to get dirty, to go out there and help people and make the world a better place, and to be there for people. And that's the way that you love. I just saw someone doing like mechanic things. Like, you might just go and be very hands-on for the people that you love, take care of situations that others would rather not, and get out there in the nitty-gritty. Some of you, I think, even rescue animals. You might do, like wildlife rehabilitation, like, things that others are just maybe not equipped to do in some ways. And it's very beautiful. So thank you, all of you who are out there protecting. Thank you, thank you. Heart healing. Morning now has had its time. Do not pay it a single dime. Emerge from the darkness. A new day starts. Let light embrace the healing heart. And that's you guys. I think a lot of you do non-for-profit work. I think that you focus at the light on the end of the tunnel. And again, it's not because you're not smart, right? The guardian of air is very aware of political climate and laws and rules and all that kind of stuff. But it's because you guys refuse to stop working when there could be hope. And as long as you're alive, you're like, there's some hope. I'm gonna put the work in. I'm gonna nurture what is in front of me, the people and creatures and lives right here with me. I'm going to nurture them and grow, because I believe that the world can be better. I'm going to hands-on build this world to a better place. And I think that's very beautiful. You don't just take no for an answer. As it was saying, the morning is done. Do not pay it a single dime. This is about going out and letting light come in through a healing heart. And so, yes, a lot of you aren't in it for the money. You might do a lot of work that you're not technically paid for. You're not paid for at all, because you're out here actually saving the whales. Like I said, helping, the animals in the area, whatever it is, out there doing some free healing services of some kind. I think whatever is your particular way, you're just really getting a good compliment for giving to others through your skills and through your hard work that you give back. And that being such an important, beautiful medicine that Spirit wanted to acknowledge for you, and that it does push us closer to having, coming out of these dark paths that we've been in, and, coming into a more healing time in our world. It does add up to more healing being in our world, and it does make a difference. These individual lives of our tree families, of Plant Nation, of the animals, of the other human beings that you touch. And so I would say, don't feel bad at all if sometimes you're like, well, I don't always, I think some of you, again, might be very Aquarian, or very universal planets in your astrology chart. So you kind of give to the world at large, and maybe at times the personal connections aren't always as kind of emotional and messy as others might be. And that's all right, because you're still a very loving, caring, nurturing person. It's just in a different style. And I think it's like, for instance, I think like Crocodile Dundee would be in this, or Steve Irwin. I think like Steve Irwin would be in this group, or like, you know, people who they touch the world in a different way, and they go out and teach things, and you know, do hard work and jobs that others don't. You just have a quirky, different way in the medicine you give back to the world, and it's very beautiful. So thank you so much for what you do in the world. I hope that this was good medicine for your heart and encouragement to keep bringing out your best for, you know, your life, for the planet. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Bye.